So I'm just shuffling up right now for our weekly spread, a weekly check-in. Hope you guys are doing well and working through the energies okay. I am coming in with a couple of downloads, but as you guys know, we'll pull cards and see what else the divine wants to bring our attention to today, okay? I've got a lot of decks. So I might be switching them up. Looks like I'm going to make a mess. But let's get into the downloads though, okay? The first download, what was the first one in the title? Emotionally suppressed, avoiding the truth. And what was the first part of the title? Hey. Hi. Shit. Guys, can you tell me what the first part of the title is? Thank you. Hey guys, welcome. Welcome in. Welcome in. Get cozy. Get comfortable. Right, there's only one option. Thank you. Okay, so it's heavy Seven of Cups energy, okay? Now I'm going to read this energy one of two ways. Can you guys hear me okay, or should I turn off the fan? I'm going to turn off the fan. Okay, there's only one option, okay? The way I was getting it is, I feel like some of you guys, it's one of two ways. You're either feel like you're being bombarded by options, but there is really only one viable one that reflects your love of self, your future timeline. You could be struggling to identify that options because that option is muddled and kind of drowning in other options that your fear, your self-doubt, your lack of faith in the future are creating. Remember, all of those vibrations will create their own pathways. No different than our brain creates those neural pathways, right? So for some of you, there's only one option, and your pain, your wounding, your lack of self-confidence is creating other options. Should you take those options are going to reflect exactly those energies back to you. Those are not energies that are conducive to manifesting, growing, and developing, which is why many people feel like it's easier to do it on their own. Because this option could be a person that you could work with. It could be a person, place, thing. Either way, the point of the message is to look at where these options stem from. What part of you manifested it? Because what I was seeing originally when I channeled that was, if you really look clearly, there was one option. Somebody's higher self said there aren't multiple options. Someone's lower vibrational self was like, there's plenty. So that's how we can read it the other way now. For some of you, you're only seeing one option. Your lower vibrational self, meaning the part of you that is in lack, whether it's lack of love, whether it's these lack paradigms. But whatever the lack is, it's only creating one option, and the universe could be showing you that there's other options that your higher self is telling you, these options are all better than that one. Like, I mean, we can do anything but this. And someone's lower vibrational nature is like, no, this is the only option. This is the only way. But if you love yourself and you trust yourself, your higher self will integrate into your consciousness and you'll go, oh, wait a minute, that actually isn't true. Look, there's an option here, this is an option here, and all these options seem better than the one that I swore was the only one. Okay? So, guys, maneuver that energy very carefully, because the only thing that makes this confusion is your own lack of faith in self, your own lack of love. All of those things create options. You negate those. You focus on your love of self. You focus on what you know you can do, your belief in self, because you guys have done enough to prove to yourself that you're capable. The fact that you guys still doubt yourself the way you do after everything you've done to prove to yourself you'll get it done, you'll survive, you'll thrive, you'll be honest, even if it takes you a while to get there. So doing that internal soul work is really important. And we talk about how important it is, but this Seven of Cups energy shows how important it really is. Because whatever you choose, right? Shout out to the collective of the ones that chose to be, okay? Whatever you choose, okay? There's repercussions for that. There's changes in your 3D reality. It affects how you live in your 3D reality. So this is very important. That's why all manifestations start from the spirit realm. This is where you are spiritually whole enough to understand, even if you're struggling with all of this self-doubt and negative talk, you're spiritually whole enough to always have that benchmark to say, okay, yeah, I'm feeling that way, but I know better. If that makes sense. I don't know if I said that right. Okay, anyways, we'll probably break that down some more too. Okay, so just be careful, guys. Just be careful. Don't be afraid, just be careful and cautious. The other message was emotionally suppressed. Now, when I channeled this on Patreon, shout out Patreon gang, it was actually somebody who was it was more extreme, like somebody was so emotionally suppressed, like they had allowed themselves to be suppressed so long that they were actually getting physical ailments. And I was explaining, I gave the metaphor of water. Emotions are considered, out of all the elements, to be water, right? Water governs emotions. All right, so if that's the case, what happens when you have a still body of water? What's the quality of the water? What's the water quality difference when water is flowing and when water is still? I don't think we all need to live in Jamaica or need to live by, the sea or the river to know that. It goes bad. It becomes toxic. It's dirty. It's parasitic. This is exactly what your emotions become when you become suppressed. When you suppress yourself so long, these illnesses actually, remember, people say the mind, body, and the soul, but it's actually the mind, body, and spirit. You have your spirit, you have your mind, and you have your body. And the tree of life, the Kabbalah teaches you that. So our body is living out the ramifications of our consciousness and our emotional state of being. You imprint both of those things on every human being that's at conception, both parents. A lot of us are inheriting stagnant, old pools of water. And I say inheriting them because many of our ancestors were swimming around in the same toxic waters, getting the same illnesses, the same diseases. If everything is as above, so below, every illness is linked to a spiritual disease. One of these spiritual diseases is bred through emotional suppression. These stagnant waters, guys. Now, some of you, when I got the message and decided to bring it into this live, it didn't actually come in that extreme. Like people were getting sick. I'm just sharing the message because I just think that it's valuable to know. A lot of things can't be explained by medicine, and because there isn't enough of a spiritual aspect tethered to it, as above, so below. Like the spiritual community should be the only one integrating this. It just seems like basic law at this point, no? But I feel like the way I was channeling it today is I'm tapping into a bunch of people in the collective who are aware of their spiritual suppression. It's not, this is a consequence of suppressing, which I'm not saying that you guys aren't working through that. Like, oh, I can see in the past where my emotional suppression was a problem, where I might have missed out, or where I might have got treated in a way I wouldn't allow now, or because you suppressed your own truth or suppressed your emotions is what we're really talking about. But there's many things you can suppress, but it was emotional suppression that I was originally tapping into with this stagnant water. Either way, I just see people becoming aware of it. Some of you guys could be made aware by somebody else who is more emotionally in tune, more emotionally expressive, possibly. Some of you guys are realizing through your own soul journey how suppressed your parents are. Some of you guys are looking at your children and you're like, fuck, like I don't even know how I'm making them this suppressed. And it's getting you to look at yourself because you're seeing your child become stoic and they're not even 10. Some of you can't even remember the last time your child cried out of anything other than physical harm, like any emotional, like you're seeing it, the stagnant waters trickling down the bloodline. And I'm reading for somebody who's becoming aware of it. That was what the message was today. Somebody was becoming aware. They wanted to get this water flowing, flushed out, cleared out. They didn't really give a fuck how it needed to be done. Okay? And that the way you emotionally express yourself, guys, is unique to you. Right? People do it through art. People do it through, in the mirror. People do it to a consalire. People do it through song. Dance. There's so many ways. There's creative outlets. There's therapy. There's so many things. Journaling. Okay? It's got to get out. Okay? I am serious. It's because I originally channeled that message as it was turning into a sickness. Thank you for the donation. Sorry, I'll come read some comments just now. I just want to get through these downloads and pray. Okay? And then lastly, somebody's no longer avoiding the truth. I'll be honest, that energy is probably a lot bigger than I could elaborate on right now, honestly. It's a very general energy, but there's so many ways I was channeling this. Like some people were no longer able to avoid the toxic shit that was going on in particular dynamics closest to them. Whether it was in the workplace with the people they work closest to, and it was just getting too toxic, and just somebody's like, I'm not gonna avoid the truth anymore, that this is some toxic ass shit. Or somebody's like, you know what, this is dumb as fuck, and I'm not gonna keep going along with this, like this is a good idea. I'm not going to avoid my inner truth that's saying this is dumb and I need to literally take a decourse, go in another direction. Okay? Some people were avoiding the truth about how they felt, which is why suppressing was the only option. I can't deal with this. I don't know what this is, so I'm going to tuck it away. We do it all the time. I'm not ready to throw this away. I'm not ready to go through that cupboard. We're just going to shove it in for now. Right? But now the cupboard's getting all yucky. It's starting to rot. There's things in there. Do you get the point? Yeah? We can get into prayer and pull cards and see what else the divine wants to bring our attention to. All right, sounds good. To speak on it when I got older because it became too much. Yeah, some people, somebody was avoiding believing the truth for many years. For some of you, you shared a truth with somebody and they refused to believe it. They could have even called you a liar. And fast forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years later, they're going to acknowledge that very same truth that they avoided for how long? Some people avoid all of these beautiful truths. Some of you guys are avoiding the truth that you're happy or you're safe or you're in love because you're afraid of being disappointed and heartbroken, let down, in danger again. You're afraid, so you avoid the positive out of fear of disappointment. Some people avoid feeling proud, feeling good about their accomplishments because they're just still so riddled with the fear of failure, even in the face of success. They will avoid feeling good about themselves, feeling accomplished. And that's when you get these people that have another bar and another bar and another bar, and there's always another goal, and they never really sit to celebrate anything. And then there's a part of them that's going, this is a mean practical joke because I got to that level and you told me this would happen and it didn't. And then I got to this level again and you told me this would happen and it didn't. For some of you, that's in the workplace. You've got an employer giving you this moving target with regards to successioning you or giving you a raise. Yeah, you'll do it when we get these numbers or when this, and now it's been a year and a half, 2 years, you haven't got the raise or the promotion, and you're just like, I've achieved everything that was in front of me and I've yet to get this. And you're gonna stop avoiding the truth that you're not being handled properly in the workplace, and you are gonna address it. Hey guys, sorry I don't have my glasses, so I'm gonna have to like put my face all up in the chat to see it. My spirit is tired. Like the vid. Yes, please. Thank you. Get it circulating. My spirit is, I know that feeling. The tired spirit feeling is such a weird feeling because it's almost like there's not enough rest, food, sleep that can really get rid of that. I actually think the spiritual exhaustion is it's resistance. And it's an illusion. I don't believe the spirit gets tired. I believe that we get tired of our own spirit. And we resist, and we fight, and then we eventually get tired of doing that and we surrender. Judgment energy. Yeah, kind of. Because our spirit, because we were avoiding the truth, and our spirit was just ramming it in our face. Right? Okay, let's see. Let's get into it. Let's see what else the divine wants to bring our attention to. We prayed, right? I'm pretty sure, yeah. From Ghana, yes. Inshallah, Lord willing, I will be down in Ghana soon, down at the Portal Forest with Dr. Wellington. We had always planned to do a retreat. I just never got down there, but I'm still on course. I got my Jamaican citizenship. I was one of 28 people who got their Jamaican citizenship in 2024, and only 7 of them were by descent. I don't know why I felt proud of that. Anyway, no, we didn't pray. Creator God Prime, oh, we didn't. And this deck here is 2 pretty much full tarot decks. They were missing a couple of cards, so I said, fuck it. Instead of not using it, I just put them together. And there's 3 cards that dropped out, and one of them is exactly the card we discussed. So that is a very important energy. The 7 of Cups, all these options, collective. All these options that you're either not seeing and only looking at the option the devil is giving you, or there's only one that your higher self would dare entertain, and your self-loathing, lack of confidence, and fucking lack of faith in the universe is getting you to create all these. Look at, there's lack of faith creating an option. There's your lack of love creating an option. There's your lack of self-confidence, your lack of self-worth, your lack. And then the divine's like, yeah, but what about this one? That's a reflection of all the love and all the faith we have. But you can't tell, you can't see it. Because you're like, I feel all these things. You feel all these things, and all those parts of you can manifest. So you better know what you do. There's something in every single one of those cups. So just be careful. Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, but let's pray before we get into it. Creator God, Prime Source, ancestors, gods, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective, all the messages that are in our greatest good, surrounding our material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to us, our personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Creator God, Prime Source, ancestors, guides, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. Okay, guys, don't forget www.smudgealot.com. All the kits are on sale, 20% off until the end of the month, okay? And for those that are new, all right, this is an older way of burning incense, right? You have a charcoal, and you have raw incense, and you literally just light the charcoal and you put it on the hot coal, okay? So if you're new to smudging, you can get the starter kit. If you already have a burner, you can get the sampler kit, It gives you a couple of different resins in a jar this big. So I think you get 4 of these jars. Okay, and some coal. That's www.smudgealot.com. You can check out the description for that information, as well as any additional content. You can go to Patreon.com/Queen Cup. And as I tell you guys, when the retreats are ready to roll out, I will let you know, and they will be better than ever. Angel gang gang. All right. Okay, somebody made it, okay, for some of you, somebody created this confusion because they knew they wanted to encourage somebody to do something out of impulse. This could have even been somebody outright lying to somebody in order to get them to do something. This is an impulsive action. This is something somebody did because of what they were told without actually fact checking it, because if they did, they would know it was a lie. This person is going, remember the Knight of Wands goes forward, but then also has to come back. This Knight of Wands is going to come back about this lie here. But the Knight of Wands is also going to learn a very valuable lesson, that the Knight of Wands shouldn't have took this action without doing a fact check. Shouldn't have took this at face value. It didn't matter who was saying it. The King of Wands wouldn't care who said it. There would have need to be some facts for the King of Wands to strategize, rise up, and take action on something that they were told. Somebody didn't do that because they're still at the Knight. There was impulse. They felt the effects. They were like, what? And it was a lie. I honestly feel sorry for whoever this is when this Knight of Wands circles back. Because the Knight of Wands is going to realize, no, this person did this on purpose. I have a feeling the Knight of Wands is not going to give this person the benefit of the doubt. And it's because of what this Knight of Wands knows about this person. They're immediately going to evolve to the Queen of Wands because they're going to go, I should have known better. They're going to take accountability. They're like, I know this person better. I hear somebody saying, it's just, as soon as I heard that, boom. But somebody regrets it because it wasn't the truth. Somebody took action off of a lie. And I just have a sneaking suspicion that whoever did this was trying to cause confusion. They were trying to make an option that wasn't there. And you know all about that, collective, because we just talked about how the collective is making options that aren't there. Okay, so within, so without. There's people externally to you doing this too. Okay, and guys, people create illusions because those are the illusions they live by, and they don't want to live there alone. Okay, so don't take it so personally. It's not always so malice, and like, you know, some people are literally living in an illusion, so of course they're going to try to sell you the illusion too, so that you can stay in there with them. Illusions are very lonely places. And, you know, okay, 3 of Wands, what else here? Whoa, 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 9 of Swords in reverse. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 2 of Cups in reverse. And Judgment in reverse. We also said Judgment. And the 8 of Wands in reverse. Oh my God. Somebody lied and it negatively affected a relationship or a connection. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could have been a family connection. It could have been a really important business connection. Like one that was like very important and or long-standing. This is like, I'm getting the word cock block, but it's not a cock block. It's like somebody was trying to do that energetically to somebody and it worked, and this person is furious. But the way they're handling their fury is by shutting down and disconnecting. I don't see somebody like taking up vengeance. Some might and some won't. They're not going to let it stress them. They're going to just cut their losses. I just feel like somebody gained some kind of awareness about someone this week, possibly. You might move differently with somebody because of what you realize they did or said or tried to do. Some illusion they tried to cause. I don't know. Let's see what else though. because I'm huge. My hands are so small. Page of Wands in reverse. What's going on here? Some of you guys got some... Okay, that's good. Okay. Some of you guys got some bad news. You got information that you just didn't... that you felt was bad news. But with the World in reverse and death is like... something isn't maybe as bad as you thought it is, like when you initially heard it. Because the Page of Wands speaks of bad news, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and Judgment in reverse again. This is Judgment in reverse also speaks of lack of self-confidence and a lot of self-doubt. Fuck. This is the message. This is the message this week. Somebody getting confused or creating options or taking options that don't exist. They only exist if that's the path that you're taking. But we did all this soul work to take a better path. So there is only one option right now. I see somebody like drowning in options, having to shift through the bullshit to find gold. It's like somebody knows that there's no options here. Somebody doesn't even want options. They just want what it is they want. Somebody's really sure about what it is they want. And it doesn't matter what options keep coming up. They can identify where these options stem from and are able to say no, no, no. So things are naturally getting clear because they're learning how to discern from within. I'm also seeing the divine trying to mend a connection here. It doesn't have to be romantic. I actually was getting that with the Ten of Cups. It's actually a family. For some of you, it could even be, some of you could have been estranged, really, you had like a really bad co-parenting for many, many years with the Ten of Pentacles. That could be changing. Maybe the stage of which your children or your child is at is getting you to like bridge the gap. Maybe they're older and, you know, your child isn't going to have 2 weddings or 2 birthday parties or 2 baby showers, you know? So these 2 people are going to have to now share space where maybe they haven't had to share space in a really long time, if that made sense. But I'm seeing that the divine this week or last week could have been, or from whenever you're watching this, is actively working on a connection that is estranged. And if they're not estranged, they're in separation. And could be really tempted in separation, or could be feeling the negative effects of separation, struggling to be alone. I was also tapping into these long distance relationships. Whether it's energetically or physically, they're these long distance relationships, and people are essentially, they're either trying to bridge the gap or they're going to cut their losses. There was something to do with these long distance relationships. People are going to make a decision about them, whether to close the gap or let the distance take them further out of union. Hermit in reverse. Okay, let's pull from some of these Lenormand here. Hi guys. I need more discernment with career options. I'll admit, for real. Okay, if you need discernment with career options, that means you're going within and asking yourself what you really love to do and how would you like to be treated and what is it worth for your 8 hours a day or whatever many hours a day. Ask these questions and you'll start to see some of these options just naturally go away. Well, that doesn't align with what we just internally meditated on. You know, that's not what I love, and it doesn't offer me the quality of life I want. So regardless of how much it's paying, it's not in alignment. I'm not going to want to do that for much more than a couple of months. What's more sustainable for you, collective? Doing something you enjoy that also pays you well. Don't let the devil make you think that that's not possible. There are millions of people making a lot of money doing the things that they love to do. Okay? So just know that. And you can too. Beyond America, what's your definition of Jesus? What does Jesus mean to you? And if Jesus is the only way, where is Jesus leading you to? And what does that look like for you on a day-to-day? If you're going to Bible thump, boy. If you're going to Bible thump here, you better thump hard. Because Jesus is big bro around here. Okay? And it's true. Jesus is the only way because Christ is Christ consciousness. That's why when they said Jesus would die and resurrect, it was a whole consciousness that died and literally is resurrecting as we speak. This is a consciousness our ancestors had and it died. Okay, and it was hung up. And we lived in darkness and in ignorance. And our consciousness through the age of Aquarius, we are ascending out of that. That is literally what Christ consciousness is. So technically that wasn't wrong. But anyway, I was just being too enough. I'm sorry. Yes, the visions, you already know. I'm not religious, but I understand what's being done. Honestly, I feel like religion is the institutionalized form of spirituality. It's what society was able to take from spirituality to use to control people, essentially, right? That's why government is always tethered to some kind of religious institution, right? Religious institutions were always a really big part in getting people to submit to governmental law, right? People are more easier to submit when it's the law of God than if it's the law of the people in government that just look like them and their uncles and their aunties, right? If the government is doing it, with the church, right? So it's actually, capitalism was designed that way. Okay, so religion is always going to have a little bit of that. Mind you, if it's kind of like the Matrix, right? We don't want to destroy the Matrix. Many of us died and had to come back over and over for the Matrix to be made. We don't want to destroy the Matrix. We want the Matrix to serve us and not us be enslaved to the Matrix. We just need to switch it, right? And it's the same kind of concept. To what? I don't know because I can't remember. I lost my train of thought. All right, anyway. Not even to mention the patriarchy and how they lied about Mary Magdalene and all the books in the Bible. Yeah, you guys I already shared with you guys my idea of from what I've read from the Bible, my brain automatically tried to put it in a more practical context because I was reading it as an adult. So not to say that immaculate conception isn't possible. I know it is possible through Lilith, the Lilith energy, but I believe there was an actual man preaching Christ consciousness, whether you call them Jesus. This man was not born in a manger. He was passed off by the kings to Mary in a manger when they killed his parents, and he was on the run ever since. They hunted him down ever since, his whole life from he was a baby until they hung him up on the cross. They hunted him down. They hunted down his pick-me, and I believe they still do that to this day. That's why you have to be very careful with this whole Ancestry.com and where your genes can be tracked. And if you think I'm joking, so COVID was an entire social experiment to see who would do as they're told and who wouldn't. They needed to know how many people would rebuke law. Yeah, that was a social experiment. I'm not even saying that they didn't inject other social experiments into people. But guys, you have to understand a lot of these medications, these chemicals are worth billions of dollars. They're very, very expensive. Most of the people who took the shot took in sugar. Most of the people who got the COVID shot took in sugar. In my opinion, I'm just sharing my little conspiracy theories. I miss doing this. Aw. Aw, good to have you here. All right, 8 of Cups. Oh, wow. So this full moon, if any of you guys have any kind of consciousness in you about being emotionally suppressed, even if you don't know what these emotions are, where they stem from, or how to get them out, you just know you're suppressed, this full moon is going to have its way with you. You're going to walk away from a lot of emotions. And the joke is half of these emotions that you're going to actually let go, you didn't even know what they were. You just could smell them and you knew something wasn't right in there. You know that like dirty water smell? Like dirty puddle, like ringworm water, like that. Somebody's like, what's that? Yeah, the wheel. Some of you, I don't know where, some of you guys have to drive somewhere, but you have to start in the night to get somewhere by the morning. I see you driving for a long period of time. Some of you guys are going to be doing some kind of drive for like maybe 8 hours, possibly 6 to 8 hours of driving. I'm seeing somebody be like, no, we have to go from now. We have to go from now. Where are you going, collective? Where's he going? Oh shit, this could be me soon. Let's think about it. Rodeo. Now I'm hearing Sierra. Ride the beat like a free, yeah, I won't stop, don't stop, get it, I'm down, ready, get it, I'm doing, I don't know why, I don't know why, I saw the word rodeo and that's what came up. oh, yes, that's my jam. I'm here, guys, laugh my ass off, Sierra. Welcome, Summer says, Wagwan Sistren, heart is out. Joy, I decided to take your advice, trusted in my heart fully. Yes, girl, yes. Angel gang. I love hearing that. It makes me feel like, yeah, this is why I do the personal readings, you know? Like it has a positive impact. My work matters, you know? I'm right on the edge of walking away from so many people and things. Yeah. Someone's really stressed about a child and the neglect of this child. This came in again. On Patreon, it was full-blown CPS. It was the assassins with the child, which was like CPS was involved, cornering somebody and being like, okay, this child is not, like in this card, like I've studied these cards and the books and the meanings of them, especially from any of Eugene Vininci's decks. Look at this baby. There's food here. Nobody's feeding this food to the baby. This baby looks like it's going to drop off this bed. It also can speak of something manifesting or something that transpired 13 months ago that is being revealed to you now. But I'm also seeing this as, even if CPS isn't involved, because in this reading the assassins aren't here, but it's with the 9 of Swords. Again, somebody is very stressed. Somebody could even want to could feel like they can't focus on another manifestation. So for example, if this person, whoever's in this card, really stressed out, could be like, dating somebody or wanting to date somebody. They might just feel like they don't have the capacity to. Somebody is also, this could also be about this lie. Somebody could have lied and said that somebody mistreated a child and they didn't, and they went and did something to somebody, and somebody's like, you're a fucking liar. The Ace of Swords in reverse with the Knight of Wands, I can't get past that. That's like, you are a liar, and I am going to somebody is really upset, is really triggered by a lie that somebody told, or triggered by what they did because of the lie that they were told. Either one. Then we've got the 2 of Swords here. Some of you guys are like, you're going to be the foreigner somewhere. Remember last week there was some kind of international travel. This is also of that. You see this guy's dressed like he's from the Middle East, because he is, and he's in Europe trading. This is the card of the strange man, and he's the strange man because you can tell by how he's dressed that he's not from there. So for some of you, you're the strange man. You're going somewhere and it's very obvious you're not from there. This could be the first time you've ever been to this place. Or for some of you, you feel like a stranger somewhere where you frequent. Your own growth and development and transformation, death energy, makes you feel like a stranger amongst people that you could have grown up with and once felt like you were the reflections of each other, but just not anymore. And there could be things happening between you guys that are showing that there's like a tension. This tension is this rubber band that's playing out between these people. Some are going in this, some want to stay in the X paradigm. This motherfucker wants to go into the Y. It's feeling strange, like they're not identifying anymore. We used to get on, we used to do this, but somebody doesn't want to do that anymore and they want to evolve, and they're looking at the people around them that don't want to evolve, and now they have a choice to stay the same or to be brave and go off on their own and be a real leader. Straight up. Ten of Swords. I don't know why that made me feel like emotional. Congratulations. Of course you're not going to follow back into blood clot people. The fuck? Of course not. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Exactly. I had this over here. Yeah, Lee. Good job. Yes, guys. Lord Key. Wagwan family. Oh, 3 of Wands. Oh, 6 of Swords. Yeah, somebody's planning for some kind of travel here. They could literally be packing their bags right now or making the logistics, like the arrangements. Somebody could have booked some travel and is questioning whether or not they want to go. Or somebody is forced to do travel they don't really want to do. They want to be somewhere, but there's some kind of travel forcing them to leave where they want to leave. Or to separate from somebody that they don't want to separate from. So if some of you guys are in a relationship, you and your partner could be going through it. Your partner could be going through something and you want to support them, but you could have work obligations that are requiring you to get on a flight and go to a different state for a couple of days. And you're going to do it because it's just a couple of days. But there's a part of you that's just like this is the worst timing. So somebody isn't maybe necessarily excited about this travel. Someone's also preparing to take somebody to court. Somebody's going to break up with somebody, but they want to be prepared. Somebody really doesn't trust somebody. Somebody knows that someone is spiteful and vengeful. That's what I heard. There's the Assassins. Okay, somebody's looking for somebody and they ask the wrong person. I don't know. Because okay, we got the Lace Maker and the Queen of Cups. This is somebody from the past looking for someone. The problem is they asked the wrong person. This is somebody being like, questioning this person. Why are you asking about collective? What's your business with them? What are you looking for? This could even be your friend seeing an ex who could have been even abusive, violent to you, betrayed you somehow, asking or trying to act like everything's cool, and your friends are an assassin energy. Like, not everything's cool, yo. You need to come out of our section. That's what I heard. You need to come out of our section. Not everything is cool. Like, we heard about what you did. Okay? Like, you need to go along. Okay, what can we clarify the 8 of Wands? Somebody wants to work out a challenge or problem with you. They don't have the solution, but they want to work it out with you. Like, it's like somebody is going to come with a problem, but they can't just come with the solution. It's like you are going to work with this person to make the solution, if that made any sense. This is you literally working on an issue with somebody or a challenge and overcoming the challenge together. Okay, let's clarify the birds in reverse. That's a lack of communication, or two people staying out of each other's way. So some of you guys could have got in an argument with somebody and you're just right now just staying out of each other's way. It could have been in the workplace. It got a little heated. It's awkward now. And you're just going to kind of like, you know, you're in the coffee room and it's like, you know, like can't barely move because the elephant in the room is so huge. Wow. The Ace of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, there's a secret. Now I'm hearing, can you keep a secret? Remember that, collective? Can you keep a secret? That's an Angel Gang soundtrack. It's on the Angel Gang soundtrack. Oh, you keep it, oh. I'm in love with another guy, and it breaks my baby's heart. I'm in love. I swear I was listening to the other day. I knew it was going to come up in the messages. I swear at this time of year that song comes in. I don't know why. Maybe because it's summertime. You guys are so trashy. Straight lace. What do I do if the one keeping the secret? What do I do if I'm the one keeping the secret? What's the secret? Oh, do tell. Don't spill all your business over here on the internet, you know. And come get mad at me, you know. You know what? Yeah, I do. Oh, wow. Oh, fuck. Oh, wow. Look at this one. Oh, my shadow wanted to channel something. Oh, but I'm not going to allow it. Anyway. So, someone is working really hard to get the attention of someone who is either pushing them out or who has already pushed them out. For some of you, you're dating somebody and your ex that you have a child with is going to come to you with sexual talks. You might not have slept with them for a while. It's because of whoever you're with is pulling your energy differently. They can feel the lack of energy you have for them and they want it back. Somebody wants back your energy, collective, and you might not think that you know who it is, but you have to understand, for those of you that are dating somebody, and I can't even say newly, I'm not really sure what stage, but there's something about the connection you're in that has you, the person you're with has your energy in a way that somebody else you were connected to can feel, if that makes sense. And they feel a way about it. They might not even know like what's happening. But if that scenario plays out and you have some like ex, you're still in communication with this person. I don't believe this is like some ex that just flies out of nowhere. I mean, that very well could be the case, but I'm getting that it's probably a co-parenting, or you guys maybe work together in the frequenting areas. Like there's some kind of connection that still stands. They could be giving you sexual energy. They could tell you straight that they want to have sex. And you're thinking like, we're going to have sex. We haven't had sex in like years. Or we haven't had sex in so long. Or I don't know. It's an energy thing there. Okay. And, we'll pull a couple of oracle and then we'll wrap up. Okay. Thank you. I'm not seeing my energy is sacred. Somebody is siphoning somebody's energy through sex. So the misfortune they're experiencing is actually a reflection of the lack of energy they now have. So whatever they had was a reflection of a certain energy vibration that they were at. Somebody came and siphoned their energy and brought their energy vibration down, which means externally, whether it was options or abundance or whatever it is, it's also decreasing. But for the person who's siphoning it, it'll be increasing. And some of you are letting somebody siphon your energy either through drama or sex. So just be careful with that. A premeditated hell no. Yeah. It's a no for me, dog. It's a hard no. Just got out of that cycle. Good job, Dev. Good job. I love that you're back to yourself. Me too. To my ex, there is a no union. There is no union. Wait, what was the other one? We had a new one coming this year. There is no connection. Miserable. Anyways, triggers. Okay, what about? Lessons are being taught and someone has unmet needs. It's this person, whoever this person is. Okay? This is a married, the way Eugene explains this card, this is a woman who is married and has a husband and is at a brothel. This man works and he's busy, okay, working to provide for them. And this bitch is out at the brothel with her tits out acting like she's working for a living when she's working for fucking attention. She's not a pro. Pros make money. Don't ever insult a pro. That is a career for women out here. They do taxes and shit. Okay? This bitch ain't doing no taxes. Okay? This bitch is an attention whore. Disgrazia. Little Italian came out because my mom's coming to check me in Jamaica. Yeah, Mama Cup's coming tomorrow. I'm excited. Are we talking about me? Or I'm like, get into it. How into it do you want to get? Shout out to the swears. Oh, the sex workers. Anyway, is it worth it? That's what is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Because for the pro it is. For the pro it is. All right? Being at this brothel is worth it for the pro. But for whoever this is, probably not. Just saying. Okay, now the messages are getting kind of dark. So we're going to wrap this up. All right? You love me. You sure about that? Destined soul ties and overstep boundaries. Okay, yeah. Somebody's trying to tell themselves they don't love somebody because of some overstep boundary or some kind of hurt that they feel, but they really do. They really do. They still feel tied to this person. And the person who upset you knows this. Or if this is you, you know this person still loves you, but you know they're really upset. They're angry, they're hurt. But I think you feel like it's something that you can fix. Hopefully, inshallah, Lord willing, by the grace of God. Okay. And then lastly, lack of self-worth. That's a hot topic. But it won't be for long. Yeah, and to whoever's obsessed with my tits and my crotch, it's either because they don't have one and they're jealous, okay? Or they've pimped it out throughout town and still are struggling to make ends meet. Okay, so don't worry about my tits, don't worry about my crotch, all right? Worry about yours or the issues you have not having them. Sorry, I had to. It was too much. I went back and watched it because I like going back and reading the chat. You know, I laugh. You guys are hilarious. I feel like I'm in it, you know? And then I saw like somebody obsessing about my crotch and my fucking tits, and I'm like, I know why. But anyways, carrying on. I digress. Focus, and it's in reverse to me because I definitely lost focus in that moment addressing these people or that particular vibration. Okay. Yeah, I know. I need to get focused. And that's funny because today I didn't feel focused. I felt a little bit like I had so many things to do, and I just felt like a little bit like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm like, oh, I got to go over here. And then I ended up forgetting something and going back. Like, I left my debit card this morning, had to go all the way. Like, it was just a little bit. So I'm sure I need this message for this week too. Okay? Oh, and you guess what? Guess what is right? The card right before focus. It's flow. Stagnant emotions. We were talking about how they needed to be in flow. The meandering river. Anyways, let's read the card we got. Okay? Stay focused. Snowy mountain peak. Mountains traditionally represent transcendence and spiritual evolution. They also symbolize rising above mundane situations and reaching greater heights. The snow at the peak represents pristine clarity. Mountain peaks are often the destination of spiritual pilgrimers. Many cultures believe that the tops of mountains were the resting points of the gods and celestial beings. Oh my God, I want to go to Blue Mountain. I want to do the Blue Mountain hike so badly. The sacred landscape, the sacred landscape wants you to know what you focus on is what you pull to. What you pull to you. So put your attention on that which is worthwhile. Concentrate on one desire. Direct your intent to one thing. Now I'm also feeling like this Seven of Cups could be a bit about this energy. You're not focused on one particular thing, so you're kind of just feeding little bits of your energy to other things. And I'm getting that it's also the Seven of Cups energy this here. When your thoughts and actions are unfocused, it dilutes and diminishes your forward movement. It is much easier to gain results when you are concentrating on one path. Gather your inner resources and with intensity and passion, go forward and upward and you'll see results. This is also a card of spiritual transcendence and traveling to higher realms. So stay focused as you elevate your higher consciousness. You are close to heavenly realms, aka your Y paradigm. And the devil told you had to die to go to heaven. Fuck that. Anyway, Angel Gang, we are back. Okay. I love it here. Okay, and I hope you do too. All right. Thank you for positively contributing to this space in the way you do. And I love you guys wholeheartedly. Like I said, 20% off all the kits at smudgealot.com. And for more additional content and personal readings, the only place you can get that is at Patreon/Queen Cup. Okay? I love you guys. I'll see you guys next week. And I hope this reading helps you for the week to come. Or the week you just fucking had. For some of you, it was a doozy. All right? Love you guys. Ciao. Bye. What do you mean, wait? Like the live. Big ups, Angel Gang. Yeah, done. No. We love you. Thanks. I love you guys too. All right. Bye.